Well, hey all, welcome back to Kitchen Tips Online. Today I'm checking out this Panasonic microwave, which was designed with the Japanese culture in mind. And that means it is a minimalist design. Even the controls are straightforward. Now, I love this microwave because it has a couple of features that are just perfect for microwave cooking. First of all, it has a new Genius sensor that uses infrared technology to check the temperature of your food 640 times a second in different locations. Now, full disclosure here, this was sent to me by the folks at Panasonic so I could check it out and share my thoughts with you, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. It also uses inverter technology, which is just awesome for microwave cooking, and I'll explain that to you coming up. One of the other features that I like about it is the fact that it doesn't have a turntable. When you look here, it has a nice glass floor on there, and underneath there is a 3D antenna, basically, which bounces the microwaves around and cooks your food evenly and faster. This has a nice graphite finish on it, so it is not likely to show fingerprints. And it has a 1200 watt output on the magnetron, which is extremely high in the microwave business. There's only a few microwaves on the market that have more than 1200 watts, and they're only 1250 watts. Let's take a look at one of the best features of this microwave, and that is the Genius Sensor 2.0. It allows you to reheat food with the push of one button. The Genius sensor works together with the inverter technology built into the microwave. I'll explain that coming up. But when you combine the sensor and the inverter, it really takes the guesswork out of reheating leftovers. You simply put your food in the microwave uncovered, uncovered, then press the sensor reheat button. The standard setting is right in the middle, medium hot, but during the first few seconds you can turn the dial to raise or lower the temperature depending on how hot you want your food. From there, the Genius sensor automatically controls the power level and cooking time. Instead of just blasting everything with full power, it can back the power down as the food gets hotter. This helps heat the food more evenly and reduces the chances of overheating and making a mess inside your microwave. Now, while it's reheating your food, you can watch the indicator bar across the top of the display. As the food gets closer to being ready, the bar moves from left to right. Once it reaches the end, your food is heated up and ready to go. Well, this microwave uses inverter technology. And what is inverter technology? Well, it means that the control sends power to the magnetron in a controlled amount. Normal microwaves, most other microwaves on the market, they hit the magnetron with power on and off, on and off. Well, what Panasonic does with its inverter technology is it puts just the right amount of power to the magnetron so that the output, the part that's cooking your food, is diminished and it's not as powerful. That prevents splattering and gives you more even cooking. Kind of look at it this way. You got two cars driving down the highway at 65 miles an hour, and one guy in the right lane is going, the other guy in the left lane is just going, That is a much better way to go in microwave cooking. Now let's take advantage of all 1200 watts of cooking power this microwave has to offer. Now look at this. And you're probably going to say, that's nuts. A hamburger to microwave? Now, obviously, a flame-broiled burger is the best way to go, but sometimes you don't have the time for that. I cook burgers in the microwave for my grandkids all the time, and trust me, they love them. In my old microwave, cooking time for a frozen burger is 4 minutes, but that microwave isn't 1200 watts. So for this Panasonic microwave, I'll set the timer for 3 minutes. Take a frozen burger and put it in a microwave-safe dish. Cover it, then press the microwave pad once. It defaults to P10, which is full power at 100%. Now rotate the dial to set the cooking time for 3 minutes. Now when your burger's done, always check the internal temperature to make sure it's fully cooked. Ground beef should be at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And in this case, as you can see, the burger is well over 160 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually over 200 degrees, so it definitely is fully cooked, and I could have easily set the microwave for 2 minutes instead. I'm going to show you a few more cooking features this microwave has to offer, but before I forget, I want to mention just how quiet this microwave is. It's kind of difficult to demonstrate in a video, but having been in the microwave repair business for over 30 years, I can tell you this is one of the quietest microwaves I have ever heard. There's also a feature that allows the cooling fan to continue running after the cooking is finished. You can actually see a little simulation of the fan running right here on the display. Now what that does is help cool down the magnetron and other cooking components after you're finished using the microwave. And in my opinion, anything you can do to keep these components cooler can help prolong their life. And one more thing I like about the inside of this microwave. There's no plastic in the cooking area, and all of the surfaces are designed to be easy to wipe down and keep clean. If you're like me and you get distracted pretty easily, your coffee is constantly getting cold. And the good news is you can use the Genius sensor to heat it right back up. And because the Genius sensor is so smart, you don't have to tell the microwave how long to heat your coffee, and you don't even have to tell it how much coffee's in the cup. Just put your coffee in the microwave and make sure it's uncovered. Press the beverage pad and then press the start button on the dial. The microwave monitors the temperature while it's heating and shuts itself off automatically when it's done. And if you like your coffee a little bit hotter or colder, during the first 14 seconds after you press start, just turn the dial and choose from 5 different temperature levels. Now let's try some popcorn. This microwave has a dedicated popcorn setting, so there's no guessing how much time to put on the clock. Put 1 bag of room temperature popcorn in the oven according to the directions on the bag. Press the popcorn pad once and then turn the dial to match the size of your bag. You can choose between 3.2 ounces, 2.75, or even 1.5 ounces. Once you have the right size selected, press start and the microwave takes it from there. And because this is a 1200 watt microwave, a standard size bag of popcorn only takes about 1 minute and 50 seconds to cook. And just like some of the other automatic cooking features, during the first 14 seconds you can fine tune the setting. Turn the dial clockwise if you want a little more cooking, or counterclockwise if you want a little less. There are 5 adjustment levels, so you can fine-tune the cooking from a little less all the way up to a little more. The defrost function on this microwave is pretty straightforward, but in my opinion, because it uses the inverter to actually reduce the power to about 30% instead of cycling full power on and off, it does a much better job of defrosting food without starting to cook it around the edges. You'll find complete, easy-to-follow instructions for using the defrost function in the manual. And while you're going through the manual, you'll also find some pretty handy tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your microwave. Another handy feature is the Quick 30 pad. Now, every time you press it, it adds 30 seconds of cooking time at full power, up to 5 minutes. You can also use it while you're cooking to quickly add another 30 seconds without stopping and resetting everything. And finally, take a look at the Quick Start and Cooking Guide. You'll find instructions for 1-bowl meals where you can cook everything all at once in 1 bowl. You can cook spaghetti, mac and cheese, soups, chilies, and stews. Well, there you go, folks. When you take into account all of the great features that this Panasonic microwave has to offer, and the fact that it is very likely to be the last microwave you ever buy, I think it's a great value, and I definitely recommend it.